thinking that our lives are on autopilot. That what we do, well, we get up at 6 o'clock, then we get on the tube, then we go and get a Costa coffee, wonderful, then we go to Pret a Manger to go and get a sandwich, then we have that, then we work, and then at 10 to, a break for lunch, and then we go home, have a glass of wine, and our lives, those minutes become hours, those hours become days, those days become weeks, those weeks become months, those months become a year. And then you end up in a place that you never quite signed up for, in a life or a business that you never quite signed up for. When everyone, London's a bad example, but if you came to visit me at my business over in Somerset, the way that you'd find me is you put it in your sat-nav, TA70BD, right? Boom, boom, boom. And you follow the sat-nav, and it'd say, you've arrived at your destination. Where's your destination for your life program to? Where's your destination for your business program to? Because what happens, you wouldn't dream about coming to my office without having the postcode and knowing where you are going. Yet in our lives, we lose our GPS, or we lose our destination. And then we end up in a life that we never quite signed up for. We end up being unhappy about things that we never quite signed up for. So I ask every single one of you right now to just check your destination, where you are going. Because that's the difference between me now and me back then. I had no idea where my destination was. I didn't know where I was going, so I was always in the wrong place. I was always deeply unhappy. Because it was always other people. It's okay for them. It's okay for him. MP, eh? Nose in the trough. And that's what I was. I was that guy. You know? Because what people don't see, people struggle. You know your struggle, but people don't see that. All people see is the success and look at it. No! You can have your own success. In the same way I've done it. I started a business of £25,000 in debt. 4 books, no qualifications. I got an education when I was on the benefits. I used to go, after 2 years, I'd go to the library and I would sit there and I would learn. I would read books about management. I didn't even know what management was. I'd read The New Scientist. I didn't know what I was reading. I'd read the Times. Give yourself an education today, because every single decision that you've ever made in your life has brought you to this seat today. Every single decision. Why do you believe that is? Every single decision in your life has brought you here today. That's crazy. And maybe because I'm talking to you. And maybe today is the start of the rest of your life. In the same way it's the start of this. So I said I'm going to become a motivational speaker as well. Guess what the advice was? You can't possibly be a motivational speaker, Brad. Why is that? You look like a drug dealer. I'm not a drug dealer anymore, right? But the point I'm making is this. If I'd listened to those people, my clients wouldn't include JCB, Bentley, the NHS. I would have been talked out of it again by people. So you've got to start talking yourself into things, not out of. And when I first started my business, living on nothing, effectively, but one of the things I realised about any business, and it's a genuine question, in the UK, has anyone ever come across anyone that's starved to death? No, because it doesn't happen. You find a way. But what we end up doing is we end up not wanting to do the brave things. I lived on Tesco's beans and waffles for 7 years. My business plan said I was going to make it in 2.5. It took me about 7 or 8 years to get to the point financially where I'm self-sufficient. And I'll tell you something, I wanted to quit my business. Let's just be quite clear about this. I wanted to quit my business 10 times. I've been in business now 13.5 years. 10 times I've wanted to quit. 10 times I've had situations where I think they're unsurmountable. But I just want you to think for a second about an airfield. On the airfield, a plane, a fighter plane, pilot gets into it, takes off 10,000 feet, then all of a sudden, a warning light comes on. engine malfunction, eject, eject, eject. If you're alright with that plane, it takes us a nanosecond to pull the yellow and black handle, boom, and eject out of there. But a fighter pilot, they've trained for this. They've trained so many years for this. They've done drills. 7,000 feet, 6,000 feet. Keep reading the instruments. Don't panic. 5,000 feet, 4,000 feet. Don't panic. Keep your hand on the yoke. No, keep your hand on the yoke. Keep control. 3,000, 2,000, 1,000, and only at the last possible minute would they eject. Welcome to self-employment. Welcome to your business. Welcome to your career. Because right now, you are flying a plane that you designed. And if you're not happy with that plane, it's on you. See, here's the thing. We can all start blaming Trump, Brexit, anything that's going on in the world as to why we can't succeed. In the same way that I, for 31 years, blamed my father leaving me when I was 6 months old. That's the reason that I got involved in drugs. Because my dad left. Or maybe, just maybe, that's the reason why you shouldn't get involved in drugs. And actually, what you should do is look at when you play poker or cards, aces can be high or they can be low. But what we end up doing, we end up looking for the negatives, go back down to that table that I talked about when I launched. And I'm suggesting that what you do is start looking at the positives. In everything, every element of your life, start looking at the positives. So, I started my business off networking. Nobody gave me a chance. And I was with Theo Pathetis from Dragon's Den a couple of months back. They don't know him? Okay. Sorry, Prince Charles told me not to name drop. Thank you, one person. So I was with him, and a guy came rushing up to him. Hello, Theo. Hello. Hedge funds, business cards. Then he started looking me up and down, this guy. Looking me up and down. Thinking, looking me up and down. These are brand new samples from Sports Direct. And, so what do you do, young man? What do you do, young man? Oh, I'm a builder. And what do you build? Big national businesses, how are you doing? Do yourself a favour in life. Do yourself a favour in business. Stop looking at people with pound notes over their heads. I see too many people looking for high net worth individuals. Let me say something about high net worth individuals. They don't walk around with a sign saying, I'm a high net worth individual. And it goes back down to what Rajiv said before about trust. That if you trust someone, you're more inclined to open up to them. You're more inclined to open your address book. But what people try to do is they try to straight away, Rajiv, can you give me access to? No, I can't. It takes time. Business takes time, life takes time. There's no instruction manual on life. None. And I'll tell you something, my motivation when I first started, and then I want you to think about your motivation. Because if your only motivation is what you talked about before, if your only motivation is money, it's not enough. And I want to explain this to you and give you an example of why money as a motivator is not enough. Imagine, if you will, that in order for you to get your dream car, all you've got to do is walk from here to the end of that stage and somebody's got your keys. Piece of cake. Imagine if you had to do it barefoot over lava and glass to go and get your dream car. You might think it's a really good idea for the first 3 steps, and then you're going, not a great idea, back. If, however, your family needed saving, every single one of us would get across there. We wouldn't be thinking about whether we should do it or not. We'd be there. Yes, we'd be scared, but we'd do it. That says to me that money is not a big enough motivator. So what you've got to do is you've got to get your vision, which is where it starts today. When I started my business off, I had 3 things: ideas, vision, and belief. It's about belief. It's about belief. It's about belief. That's what I started off with. I had nothing else. Ideas, vision, and belief. And I run networks with thousands of members around the UK, all because of that ethos, that culture that I brought. And when I started my business off, the reason I did it was when I was delivering pizzas, I swore to my boy, who was 6 months old, I am going to take you to Disney World. Come on. £25,000 in debt, delivering pizzas at 31, and I'm going to take him to Disney World. Ridiculous. For the last 8 years, I've taken my boy, and Brandon, the younger one, and Bonnie to Disney World. For the last 8 years. Now, here's the thing about motivation. When it was about me, I would sit there getting drunk at weekends. When it's about my son and my family, I will do whatever it takes. So I want you to tune your vision into not you necessarily, but other people. Now, it's not all about money, I'll tell you this now, because I thought it was. I have a friend of mine who's working so hard, being busy. And he's 100 miles an hour, showing everyone how excited he is, how entrepreneurial he is. And he's just got a £250,000 excavation in his Mayfair property. And I went to his house, and he couldn't wait to show me his 37-seat cinema. 37-seat cinema. And I went there, and I said, oh, it's wonderful. I said, you don't actually have 37 friends. You've got 6. And this is the thing. Make certain that you know what your mission is. Because you can lose sight of what you're doing this for. Any of it. Now, I lost sight of it. And what happened to me is I had a nervous breakdown 6 years ago. Because I was so busy being busy. And it's so important where we started today. We should forget what's happening in the world. Look at what's happening in here. Because if this is weak, your business is weak. This is the thing that will keep you up. So 6 years ago, I want to share with you a sentence that changed my life. One sentence that changed your life. And I'm sure you can all think about one sentence that somebody said to you that your life has been changed forever. And I sat in this wonderful house that we live in Somerset. Bear in mind, I've been in Masonette all my life, council estate. I now have a 5-bedroom house in Somerset, or 6-bedroom. And that's the point. And that's the point. I have no idea whether it's 5 or 6 bedrooms. Now, my dream, back in the day when I first started, I had this vision that what I'll do is I'd have this 10-bedroom mansion. And my wife would come down the stairs, and we'd have the twin staircases, and the wife would come down the stairs with her designer dress. And I'd come down the other side with a nice suit on, and we'd look at each other, and we'd walk down the next staircase. And then suddenly you'd open the doors, and our guests would come wafting in, looking at what we've achieved. Oh, Brad, how wonderful is that? How wonderful. What a load of crap. Where did this vision come from? It's been foisted on me by the internet or by television or Towie or whatever. I'm from Salford, Manchester. So where did this idea of a 10-bedroom mansion come from? You know, my house with its 5 or 6 bedrooms, right? I genuinely can't remember. Right? My house with 5 or 6 bedrooms. I have one room that I don't go in. I have one room that I don't go in. Imagine a world where I had a 10-bedroom mansion. 4 rooms that I don't go in. So actually, what I would say to you is how much is enough? Because we end up chasing, that ends up causing us more problems than the very one that we're trying to offset. So, my wife and I sat in this wonderful house, crying 6 years ago. And my wife said to me, I understand how we got here. I understand how we got here. Do you understand where you got to in your life today? Because your success or failure in your life will be defined by your ability to make decisions, good ones and bad ones. But here's the thing. So many people are scared of making a decision in case it's a wrong one and it's a mistake. But you know what?